Okay, here's where I am so far. I'm going to copy the arm and then put a little bit of variation in it just to make it more interesting. So you can just, we have subdivision surface and stick 1. I didn't bother to rename this yet. Maybe I'll get to it. Select subdivision surface in the object manager. Command or Control C to copy. Then Command or Control V Victor to paste. And here it pops up in the object manager. I am going to change stick 1 to stick 2 here, just so I remember. So the stick 2 is selected in the object manager. R for rotate tool, grabbing only the Z axis, or the rotation around the Z axis, the blue line. I'm going to turn it around here. E for move tool, grabbing only the Y. What's the Y axis? Now, the Y axis of the object. Because this was the original vertical. And then I'm just going to position it optically here. And I don't want them exactly alike, you know. So that's cool. Let me show you something. Let me hit spacebar to activate the selection tool and deselect here. Both arms are a little bit too straight, so I'll show you how to put like a little bend in them, similar to what we did with the carrot nose. Now let's deal with stick 2 here. So I'm going to select stick 2 in the object manager, and by holding on the 1 key and clicking and dragging, I'm going to position it there. I'm going to add a couple rows of points on this and bend it. To me, it's a lot easier if I turn off subdivision surfaces up on the in the object manager. In the intro, maybe you forgot, but there are 3 columns in the object manager: object column, status, and tags. I can disable the green check mark on subdivision surface here for stick 2. It didn't go away. It's just not visible in the renderer, in the viewport here. Okay, so my mission in life is I want to make like a line here, a cut somehow, and then rotate this a little bit, this whole unit. Remember, if we hit the letter M for menu, we get a list of tools that are available to us. What we're going to do is the loop path cut tool, which I can hit the letter L and it'll activate it. Also, I can go to mesh, create tools, and loop path cut is here. And it's not available to me. Why? Because I forgot to change modes while I'm talking here. The loop path cut tool will only work when you're in edge mode. So let's click edge mode, have the loop path cut tool enabled, and what happens is when the loop path cut tool is enabled, this slider is visible. There's nothing to slide right now because we didn't make a cut yet on it, but all I can do is hover over the object, and let me zoom way in so you can see this clearly on the screen. It makes this loop, lo and behold. No surprises there. And anywhere I click, it makes a set of edges there that I can adjust and play around with. Okay, so it's amber, it's selected. There's a slider up here, and it's reading out as 73.45%, whatever the heck that means. What C4D is doing, it's measuring the distance between two edges on the object. So it's the distance from this edge and the distance from the edge buried within the snowman. It's saying it's 73% in the positive direction. So if I can slide that slider, as sliders are meant to be slid, and it moves the loop back and forth. Okay, I want the loop right about yonder. So I should be able to select this stuff and bend it, and if I mess up the geometry, I might have to do something different. But you know what? I got a better idea. Okay, so let me disable the loop tool and go to the selection tool. What I want to do is select, to me it makes more sense to select points. I could select edges, I guess, but it's easier here to select points. So let me go into point mode. Let me use my rectangle selection, and I'm going to make sure that only visible elements is disabled. This is not checked. I'm going to make a rectangle selection there, and if I hold down the Option key and move around, I can see that all 4 points are selected as they should be. Now let me zoom out a little bit, and what I'll do is I'll just bend this down a little tiny bit just to give it a little bit more shape. And while I'm at it, what the heck, let's put some variety in this other stick here. As long as you have, select only visible elements disabled, you can select the whole big chunk and move it up, or enable the rotate tool and make some changes. But don't make drastic changes, or else you'll destroy the geometry of it. You'll get some weird looking empty spaces and stuff. Okay, so that's cool. Alright, now let me spacebar to deselect. To hit the selection tool, I'll just select anywhere to deselect. In the object manager, I can deselect there. Let me enable the subdivision surface again, and there it is, and that's much more organic. And there's just a little bit of a bend in there. I could do the same thing with this arm. So using the loop cut tool in conjunction with the move and rotate tools and selection tools, you can make a little bit of a change.